Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. India and Japan signed 2 agreements regarding loan for Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed railway project and cooperation in Japanese language. Impasse in Parliament continues for 6th consecutive day over Rahul Gandhi's remarks on Indian democracy and Adani Group issue. Labour20 Engagement Group's meet in Amritsar calls for plugging gender gap in global workforce. Former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's judicial custody extended by 14 days in alleged excise policy scam. Nepal Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal wins vote of confidence in Parliament. And in Women's Premier League cricket, UP Warriorz beat Gujarat Giants by 3 wickets in Mumbai. India and Japan today signed 2 documents on the sidelines of the bilateral talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. The agreements include renewal of Memorandum of Cooperation in Japanese language and exchange of notes on JICA loan for 300 billion yen on Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed railway project. Briefing media in New Delhi this afternoon, Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Quatra said the 2 leaders discussed an entire gamut of bilateral issues.
Key topics that were discussed during the meeting, key topics of bilateral cooperation, included the domain of defense and security, economic partnership, climate and energy, including energy transition, people-to-people exchanges, skill development, innovation.
Mr. Quatra said Prime Minister Modi expressed his desire with Prime Minister Kishida to declare next year as the year of youth exchanges between the 2 countries. He said Mr. Kishida formally invited Mr. Modi to the G7 Hiroshima summit.
The 2 leaders also discussed regional issues of significance, including the Indo-Pacific. They also talked about their own respective priorities. Prime Minister explained at length India's priorities for G20, and he heard in turn Prime Minister Kishida's priorities for G7. These 2 also formed an important component of bilateral conversation.
Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held bilateral delegation-level talks with his Japanese counterpart Fumio Kishida in New Delhi. In his statement after the talks, Mr. Modi said this meeting aimed to give a voice to the global south and strengthen the India-Japan relationship. He highlighted that an important pillar of India's G20 leadership is voicing the priorities of the global south. He added that the culture of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam believes in taking everyone along. Mr. Modi emphasized that this year is unique as India and Japan will hold the presidency of G20 and G7 respectively. He said it is a great opportunity to work together with common interests and priorities. Prime Minister Modi said the theme for Tourism Exchange Year 2023 between India and Japan is connecting the Himalayas with Mount Fuji.
2023 को टूरिज्म एक्सचेंज वर्ष के रूप में मना रहे हैं और इसके लिए हमने कनेक्टिंग हिमालयाज विद माउंट फूजी नाम का थीम चुना है। आज प्रधानमंत्री किशिदा ने मुझे मई महीने में हिरोशिमा से में होने वाली G7 लीडर समिट के लिए निमंत्रण दिया। इसके लिए मैं उनका हृदय से धन्यवाद करता हूं।
Proceedings in both houses of Parliament were again marred today over Rahul Gandhi's remarks on Indian democracy and the Adani Group issue. The Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha were adjourned for the day due to uproar over these issues. In the Lok Sabha, when the House reassembled after its first adjournment at 2 p.m., Treasury and opposition bench members again started raising slogans. The ruling party members were demanding Mr. Gandhi's apology over his remarks, while members from Congress, DMK, NCP and others were on their feet demanding a joint parliamentary committee probe into the Adani Group issue. The presiding officer urged the protesting members to maintain order in the House, but in vain. Later, the House was adjourned for the day. In the Rajya Sabha, similar scenes were witnessed when the House reassembled at 2 p.m. Opposition party members, including Congress, DMK, TMC and others, were on their feet, raising slogans over the Adani Group, while the Treasury bench members were demanding Rahul Gandhi's apology for his remarks on democracy. Amid pandemonium, Deputy Speaker Harivansh adjourned the House for the day. An estimated reserve of 5.9 million tons of lithium ore has been found by the Geological Survey of India while carrying out mineral exploration project in Salal Haimna areas of Riyasi district in Jammu and Kashmir. In a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today, Minister for Mines Prahlad Joshi said the report has been handed over to the Government of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. He said the extractable reserve will be established by the lessee after auction of the block, and the likely date of extraction of lithium will also depend upon successful auction of the blocks. The government has accorded in-principle approval for setting up of international greenfield airports. These are Bhogapuram in Andhra Pradesh, Dholera and Hirasar in Gujarat, Navi Mumbai in Maharashtra and Jewar in Noida in Uttar Pradesh. This was stated by Minister of State for Civil Aviation, Dr. V.K. Singh, in a written reply to a question in the Rajya Sabha. He said 30 international airports are operational in the country, noting that India is one of the fastest growing aviation markets in the world and is already the third largest domestic aviation market. The Labour20 Engagement Group's inception meet in Amritsar today adopted 2 joint statements as the final outcome of the 2-day deliberations. One calls for resolving the question of portability of social security among G20 nations as the first step towards universalization of social security, and another for plugging the gender gap in the global workforce. The joint statement on universalization of social security stated that the question of portability of benefits within the G20 nations could be addressed by the grouping. The statement pointed out to the BRICS deliberations for an intra-group arrangement in this regard. The joint statement on women and the future of work called for upskilling of women workforce globally to meet the emerging challenges of tech-intensive industry and the post-pandemic job market. The statement asked the governments and employers to shoulder this responsibility. It also called for recalibrating how women in the informal sector and in family-raising roles contribute to global economy and asked for valuing that contribution. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. In a special series, All India Radio brings you excerpts from the Prime Minister's Man Ki Baat.
People, voice and direct dialogue. That's your and our Man Ki Baat. Yes. This is how our Prime Minister connects with millions of countrymen, with the program Man Ki Baat, aired on the last Sunday of every month on All India Radio. This series, which started on October 3rd, 2014, will complete its 100th episode in April 2023. In this 12th episode, let's listen to those excerpts of Man Ki Baat through which the Prime Minister acknowledged the power that the masses have in them in a true democracy. Who can deny the importance of masses in a democracy? Man Ki Baat program has also redefined this power that the people hold in a unique way. Through this program, the people have openly participated in the governance of our country, bowing to their spirit and dynamism. In all humility, Prime Minister Modi, in Man Ki Baat broadcast on 20th September 2015, said to the people of India,
लोकतंत्र में जनशक्ति का अपार महत्व है। मेरे जीवन में एक मूलभूत सोच रही है और उसके कारण जनशक्ति पर मेरा अपार विश्वास रहा है। लेकिन मन की बात ने मुझे जो सिखाया, जो समझाया, जो जाना, जो अनुभव किया, उससे मैं कह सकता हूं कि हम सोचते हैं उससे भी ज्यादा जनशक्ति अपरंपार होती है।
The special Man Ki Baat series can be heard every day in the morning and evening bulletins. A Delhi court today extended former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister and AAP leader Manish Sisodia's judicial custody by 14 days till the 3rd of next month in the alleged excise policy scam. The court had earlier remanded him in judicial custody till today. Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao's daughter and VRS leader K. Kavita appeared before the Enforcement Directorate today after being summoned by the agency in connection with a money laundering case related to the alleged irregularities in the Delhi excise policy case. A Mexican parliamentary delegation led by President of the India-Mexico Parliamentary Friendship Group, Salvador Caro Cabrera, called on Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla at Parliament House in New Delhi today. Speaking about the shared historical, cultural and civilizational affinities between the two nations, Mr. Birla said that India and Mexico believe in democratic values which have continually strengthened their ties. He stressed that both parliaments must continue to share the best practices and experiences from each other. Prime Minister of Nepal, Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachand, has won the vote of confidence in the House of Representatives. Dahal received 172 votes in the 275-member parliament. This was the second floor test after he took over as the Prime Minister on the 25th of December last year. A total of 262 lawmakers were present during the vote of confidence. 89 votes were cast against the proposal. More from our correspondent.
Prime Minister Dahal required at least 138 votes to win the trust motion. In the voting process, Nepal Mazdoor Kisan Party remained neutral, while 89 MPs of UML and RPP voted against the motion. Prime Minister Dahal had to seek a vote of confidence after he entered into a different equation in the presidential election, forming a 9-party coalition supporting the Nepali Congress presidential candidate. Shweta Singh for All India Radio, Kathmandu.
Chinese President Xi Jinping arrived in Moscow today on a 3-day visit. During his visit, the two sides will discuss strategic cooperation in the energy, military spheres and the Ukraine conflict. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the Ugadi Milan program at former Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu's residence in New Delhi today. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Modi extended New Year's good wishes to all the countrymen.
चैत्री मास का प्रथम दिवस नववर्ष के रूप में मनाने की कई राज्यों में परंपराएं हैं और एक प्रकार से हमारे सारे त्योहार कृषि से जुड़े हुए हैं। उगाड़ी के लिए मैं आप सबको हृदय से बहुत-बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
Nehru Memorial Museum and Library has launched an ambitious project to digitize the research material in its possession. Under this project, the goal is to ensure the conversion of the entire India House collection of the library. Culture Ministry said this consists of 40,000 books, reports, periodicals, 55 lakh pages of archival documents and microfilms to digital form. More from our correspondent.
In order to make all the digitized materials accessible from any part of the world, the government had decided to put them on internet through a state-of-the-art digital platform and open digital library and archives. This will allow researchers on modern and contemporary India to search for documents relevant for their research. Users can read them on computer and download the documents by paying service charges. With Dipendra Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
In Women's Premier League cricket, UP Warriorz defeated Gujarat Giants by 3 wickets at Warriorz Stadium in Mumbai. Grace Harris with 72 runs and Tahilya Makra 57 were the top scorers for UP. Earlier, Gujarat scored 178 for 6 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. In another match, Mumbai Indians have set a target of 110 runs before Delhi Capitals at Dr. D.Y. Patil Sports Academy in Navi Mumbai. Delhi won the toss and elected to field. In boxing, Lovelina Borgohain and Sakshi Chaudhary have advanced to the quarterfinals of Women's World Boxing Championships at the Indira Gandhi Sports Complex in New Delhi today. Lovelina beat Vanessa Ortiz of Mexico in the 75-kilogram category, while Sakshi notched a 5-0 unanimous decision win against Zazira Urakbayeva of Kazakhstan in 52-kilogram category. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India and Japan signed 2 agreements regarding loan for Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed railway project and cooperation in Japanese language. Impasse in Parliament continues for 6th consecutive day over Rahul Gandhi's remarks on Indian democracy and Adani Group issue. Labour20 Engagement Group's meet in Amritsar calls for plugging gender gap in global workforce. Former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's judicial custody extended by 14 days in alleged excise policy scam. Nepal Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal wins vote of confidence in Parliament. And in Women's Premier League cricket, UP Warriorz beat Gujarat Giants by 3 wickets in Mumbai. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.